Hello, my cosmic friends. Welcome to my channel, Beautiful Cosmos Tarot 2. My name is Cosmos. Nice to meet you if you are new, and if you're one of my subscribers, hello again. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. In this channel, I use the tarot and oracle cards to learn about K-pop, whether it's K-pop idols individually, K-pop groups as a whole, or just the K-pop industry in general. Today, we are going to talk about this group, NewJeans. NewJeans, in case you are new to K-pop, here's a little intro. NewJeans is a K-pop girl group that works under Adore and High labels. Adore is a subsidiary of High, okay? NewJeans has 5 members: Minji, Hani, Danielle, Heron, and Hain. They debuted back in July 2022, and it's been a mess with this group. If you want to know more about how the sequence of events happen, do your own research. There's plenty of videos here on YouTube that talk about it, and I am not, like a news channel to, explain the whole thing because it's very complicated. Long story short, here it is. The CEO of Adore, Hee-jin, she tried to take over Adore completely, take it away from High, but High said no. So, at first, it was Adore and Hee-jin versus Hype and Ban Si-hyuk. Even though Ban Si-hyuk, he's not the official CEO anymore, he is the founder. And, well, whatever he says, it's what people are still going to do, even if he doesn't have the official CEO title. Somewhere along the way, NewJeans sided with Hee-jin. Hee-jin, she stepped down away from Adore, and somewhere along the way, NewJeans also said, okay, we are breaking our contracts with Adore, we are breaking ties with Hive, even though they did not go to court. And whether we like it or not, contracts, well, in order to break them, you have to go through certain steps, right? The law, whether it's criminal law, business law, family law, it has its steps. Is it always, the right ones? Well, that is up to you. I am not a lawyer. I am not an advisor of any kind. But yeah, that has been going on for quite a while now. Some people are already exhausted of NewJeans, and some people are still curious about what's going to happen. So let's take a look. What can we learn about NewJeans? I have done 2 previous readings on NewJeans. Feel free to take a look at them. I will link them down in the description below. And well, we'll see what's gonna happen. I'm sorry. I was remembering for a second in those past readings. Like I said, there's some people that are still on NewJeans side, some are still just curious, and some don't care anymore. Well, it's funny because a lot of the people that are NewJeans side, they were accusing me of just being a Hive worshiper, which I'm not. I support groups, I don't support companies. And somehow during those times, BTS also came along in the comment section. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what is going to happen in the comment section. But let's get to it. NewJeans, I will take a look at your current energy. How are you feeling? What can we know? What are we allowed to know? And move on from there. NewJeans. NewJeans. Okay. NewJeans' parents pretty much have been sided with Hee-jin. From time to time, Danielle's parents, they get the feeling that perhaps Hee-jin betrayed them. Perhaps, okay? Perhaps. And then there's moments they're like, no, you know what? No, what am I thinking? That is foolishness. That is just doubt. I'm still with Hee-jin. And there are times Danielle herself, she feels that maybe, but at the same time, she's like, no. Hee-jin will not do that. She's been with us since day one, so no. So yeah, there are times that comes to mind. Possibilities. Okay, I see a lot of lawyers here. Talking, discussing, looking at papers and stuff. I know that Hee-jin, I'm sorry, not Hee-jin, NewJeans. NewJeans, they have hired like 12 lawyers or 13. I remember seeing something along those lines a few weeks back. But yeah, the lawyers of NewJeans, they themselves, they don't really see a possibility of winning. They don't. It will be very tricky. There's a couple of lawyers, like 3 out of the 12, 13. They feel that the possibility of winning, it's like 5 to 10% of NewJeans winning. And by winning, I mean them, ending officially their contract, being allowed to carry on with the name NewJeans, and not paying, I think it's called retribution, but not paying or a fine, not paying a fine to a door for breaking said contract. The possibilities are very low. But one thing all of these lawyers have in common is that, well, they're saying, you know what, the possibilities of winning are low, but we're getting paid either way. So let's see what we can do. The possibilities are low, but you know what? Let's see what we can do. We're getting paid either way. Because, yeah, all of them said there's no way we're doing this for free. So there's that. Okay, playfulness. I feel a lot of nostalgia looking at this. Hearing? Hold on. I am not a devout follower of NewJeans, so I still don't know all of their names, okay? So hang in there. I is Heron and Hein, the last two, the youngest ones of the group. It looks like they're having a lot of nostalgia as well. One, when they were, in the beginning stations of NewJeans, after they debuted, things were more fun. They were playful. So yeah, it looks like a lot of nostalgia has been hitting them, looking at their situation now versus back in the day. And now they feel that, well, they have to hide. If they want to do any kind of activity, they have to hide or, face the consequences. Recently, in another court date, the court said that, if NewJeans tries to do any independent type of activity or rebrand themselves, well, there's going to be a fine of, I don't know how many billion won, but it's a lot of money. So yeah, these two ladies feel, we can't do anything anymore now. We're truly just stuck waiting to see what happens. It is frustrating, and that's why there's a lot of, missing of the past and how things were easier back in those days. And even though there is nostalgia, I still don't see them giving up. I don't see them retracting or anything like that. Creativity. I see Hee-jin with this. Okay, I can't remember if it was Hive or Ador, but they hire a new woman basically to replace Hee-jin. Hee-jin, well, she feels that this new woman, she can never do things the way she used to. She has some creativity, but not the amount of creativity she has. And you know what? There's times Hee-jin herself, she feels like, you know what? Even if in the end things don't work out, I can always go somewhere else. I can be creative somewhere else. Companies hire shady people all the time. They don't care as long as you show that, whatever you do brings them money. So Hee-jin is not worried. The miser. And look at this figure here. This figure, she's carrying her money, looking back to see who is watching her, who is following her. Once again, the lawyers on NewJeans' side, they feel that, well, it's near impossible winning this, but you know what? Let's take what we can for now. Clinging to the past. and not just her past glory. Like I said, it is a frustrating time, right, for NewJeans to be waiting. I don't see Hive being worried at all. I really don't. Like workers at Hive, the lawyers, I don't see them being worried at all. Danielle, she has also been thinking about the past, how things were in the past, how everything was a little more fun, less complicated. So she's still clinging on to hope, and that, once this is over, they can go back to that past glory. NewJeans had the possibility of becoming, the next greatest of all time group. I think they were fourth generation. So yeah, fourth generation of K-pop. But yeah, it seems like those chances are diminishing day by day. But Danielle is clinging on to that schizophrenia. Okay, what was the other girl? Yeah, Hee-jin, the magnet. So Hee-jin and her mom are also clinging on to that. This figure right here is clinging on to both sides of the cliffs here. To not fall, to not break down. So yeah, Hee-jin and her mom are really hanging on to hope that everything turns out well. Minji, looking at just her name, I feel a lot of anger, like anger coming from her. Sometimes it's anger at Ador, sometimes it's anger at herself, sometimes it's at Hive, sometimes at the lawyer, and then sometimes it's just everything, and there are times she doesn't even know, but she feels angry. Because, this is taking too long. She doesn't see this ending, so there's just anger all around with her. With Honey, though, I see her just following the group. Following the group to see how things are gonna go. But I don't see her retracting her lawsuit, anything like that. The dream. Yeah, once again, past glory. So they're hoping that, once this is all over, hopefully in their favor. But I don't see things going in their favor, honestly. Which is very sad because, well, these girls have trained. They have sacrificed so much, right? It would be a shame. But yeah. Disbandment seems more likely. We have flowering. Interesting. Silence. And we have breakthrough. Yeah, like I said, I see disbandment like a bigger possibility. Of course, they wish to not come down to that, right? But that seems like a bigger possibility than them working things out with Ador and Hive. Okay. If they were to disband, I see Danielle being the most successful if she became a soloist, an influencer, involved in the fashion industry. I see her being the most successful. I do see her avoiding, talking about NewJeans and her, if she were to become any of those things, right? A model, an influencer, or a soloist of some kind. Okay. I see her trying to avoid talking about NewJeans. I do see her loving her band members, but I do see her avoiding talking about NewJeans and the band members. because it would just hurt her to talk about that, not just, emotionally, but also with the little opportunities that she's gonna be given. Yeah, as for the others, I don't really see them doing much, really. I'm trying to see what else they could possibly do, but I really don't see, which is so strange, but I really don't see. It sounds very strange to say that. I don't see, considering what I'm doing, right? But I really don't see. Let's see. Let me grab this one here. What else? NewJeans. Thank you. Okay, no, it's just one. Okay, this one flew off. And it's the Queen of Pentacles, but it came out in reverse. Yeah, NewJeans, they're gonna be losing money. And like I said in the beginning, there are those that are still Team NewJeans, right? Those people, they were with NewJeans since the beginning of this whole mess. They were there when NewJeans tried to rebrand themselves as NJC, but that was stopped, and yet they're still there. But at the end of the day, NewJeans is losing money. And like I said, the lawyers, they don't see themselves winning, but they're there because they're getting paid. They're not doing this pro bono, as we say here in the US. They're not doing it for free. And usually with pro bono cases, you don't pay the lawyer, or at least that's how it works in the United States, okay? I don't know about other countries, obviously. But here in the United States, a pro bono lawyer, if they lose, you don't pay them. If they win, well, then you have to pay them, a certain amount. But yeah, these lawyers are not doing it for free. So they are taking what they can. The 10 of Cups, and I see Hee-jin with this. Hee-jin, when she tried to take over, Ador, of course, she wanted to have NewJeans, right? After all, that was the only group in there, NewJeans. If things go south and NewJeans is not able to free themselves, you know what? She is not bothered by it. Far from it. Hee-jin feels, where was it? Oh, with creativity here. So here with creativity, I said that Hee-jin feels that, you know what? I was creative. I think it was SM before she started working in Ador, but she was working in another one of the, top 4 companies. I was creative there, then I came to Ador. I was really creative here. This new woman, she can never replace me. She can try, but she's not me. And she feels that she could be creative somewhere else. So yes, once again, Hee-jin is not bothered. And if she has to leave NewJeans behind, allegedly, allege everything, I don't know what the hell you would sue me for, honestly, but yeah. So yeah, she would not be bothered at all. She would leave NewJeans behind. NewJeans, they would just be disposed. Hee-jin feels like, you know what? Okay, I worked myself to the top in the past. I can do it again. So she's very confident about that. I have friends in the industry. There are other creators that I can work with. And like I said, also, companies want money. If Hee-jin can bring in the money, companies will hire. The 6 of Wands. Okay, the 6 of Wands. This kind of reminds me when NewJeans said that they consider Hee-jin also part of NewJeans. That's what that reminded me of. Interesting. Okay, let's keep looking. Maybe that'll be clarifying more. Okay, 9 of Cups. Okay, in the West, King of Swords, and I'll explain more, okay? Just give me a second. The United States, okay? Page of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Three of Cups. Okay. Like I said, the members, the fine girlies themselves, they feel that, you know what, it's going to be difficult, but we can do it. And you know what, if we cannot make it in South Korea anymore, we can make it in the West. We can make it in the West. In the United States, to be more specific, I don't know how Europeans perceive NewJeans. If you're from Europe, let me know. But yeah, they're aiming for the United States. And if they could sign with, in an American label, that would be nice. They feel that, yeah, there will be those that will not want them there, but there will be those that do. After all, they are trained in singing, dancing. Some Western artists here in the West, they do train in, vocals and dancing. Some. Usually they just sing. Maybe they dance for a little bit, or just free dance, but not the artists here. They're not trained to the degree that they are, like K-pop idols are trained. That's how NewJeans feels. However, there is a 3 to 5% that a company would take them here in the US. And even then, most likely they will not take all of them. Preferably, they would take those that speak English. I mean, not only. But they would like to take the ones that do speak English. I don't know how many of them speak English. You guys let me know. Because, they could train, they could have somebody come teach the ones that don't speak English. They could do that. But that is just even more waste of money from the companies, the Western companies I see here. I'm seeing Australia as well. I don't know if one of them is Australia or if they're very famous over there. You let me know. Like I said, I don't really follow NewJeans. I had listened to a couple of songs here and there, but I don't really follow them. But it will be the same thing in Australia, though. Some will feel that NewJeans already has a shady reputation, so it will not be worth it. And they will not take all of them. They will prefer the ones that speak English, so that way, communication is easier with the group itself and with the fans. Okay. And this one is catching my attention. What do you want to tell us about NewJeans? Not that one. This one. And this one. Justice. Once again, not in their favor. I don't see it in their favor. I see Adore and Hive winning. How many hate comments am I going to get for that, I wonder? Maybe I'll make another hate comment video or something. The Six of Wands. The Six of Wands talks about celebration, but I don't see NewJeans celebrating. In fact, I see the lawyers from both sides celebrating. The ones in Adore / Hive, of course, they won, so of course I'm gonna celebrate. But NewJeans lawyers, well, they're also celebrating because at the end of the day, they got paid. They were able to, drag it out to make a lot of money, so they're celebrating. They're not really caring about NewJeans themselves. Okay, Two of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Oof. Yeah, a big financial blow. Seven of Swords. Yeah. So yeah, the lawyers are gonna be celebrating on both sides because they got paid. NewJeans though, yeah, it is a great financial blow that they're gonna suffer. I mean, I don't see them completely running out of money, but compared to what they used to make before, it is a lot less. So I keep hearing budgeting. So yeah, whatever these girls spend money on, it looks like, well, they're going to reach a point in which they're really gonna have to look exactly what they're buying, what they're spending, and make a budget, decide how much to spend. And once again, with Hee-jin, don't be surprised if we don't hear about her after whenever this conclusion comes about this trial. The final one, I mean. Whenever that comes, don't be surprised if we don't hear about Hee-jin. Hee-jin, I see her walking away, grabbing, whatever she can get, whether it's documents or money or intellectual property or whatever. I see her walking away. I mean, karma, holy justice, the universe, whatever you believe on, eventually will take care of Hee-jin. Not because we're wishing ill upon her. But that's just the way it is, though. Because, yeah, Hee-jin, she really brainwashed these girls. Almost to the point of no return. It will take a lot for them to walk away. A lot. And if they ever do, the members of NewJeans, if they ever wake up, it seems like it's going to be too late. As of the time that I am making this, it is June 2025, so let's see. And it will be out tomorrow, so let's see. Can we get an idea when this whole ordeal will end? When the final judgment is made, whether it's in favor or against NewJeans. When? Can we get up? Thank you. In this one. Okay, the ones that fell out is the 2 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, okay, 5 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands. Whoa. Okay, if you really just want to look at the numbers, here they are. 2, 9, 5, 8. The way I am going to interpret this is like this. That is what my intuition is telling me. As always, feel free to not believe me and just listen to this for, I don't know, background noise or something to fall asleep to, right? But from what I can see here, when the final judgment, the really last one, and I don't see things going in NewJeans' favor, I don't. It's either May or August, or it can be in between these months. Excuse me, sorry about that. I had breakfast not that long ago, but yeah, May or August 2029. And I know that's a long time, but I mean, this has been going on for a while. I think since 2023. I think. I could be wrong. It could have been somewhere in 2024, right? But it's taking a while. And so far, NewJeans is not willing to reach a compromise. Ador and High, they have said, we are willing to compromise. But so far, nothing from NewJeans' side. And once again, I mean, lawyers, the longer this goes on, the better for them, the more money they're going to make. So once again, feel free to disagree, to not believe me, or to play around with the numbers and see what your intuition tells you. Once again, if we're going by numbers alone, 2, 9, 5, 8. Yeah. Okay. I am not picking up anything else. So I will leave it there. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. Whether you like it or not, feel free to like or dislike. Either way, you're going to be helping me. Tell me in the comments what you think is going to happen. I really do wish NewJeans the best. And you know what? I wish Hee-jin will change her ways, but you know, at the end of the day, everybody has their own free will, and it's on their own that they have to decide what is going to happen. What are they going to do? So we have our monthly Q&A coming up, so I will see you there and the other videos that I will come up with. Thank you once again for being here. I wish you guys the best. I wish NewJeans and even Hee-jin the best, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!